New Year's goals don't tend to go or follow through as we plan, and today I want to talk to you about reverse goal setting. So firstly, welcome to the new year. It's exciting to start a new year. I always feel like that's something about starting a new year. It feels like a new chapter, start fresh. It just feels like it cleans a slate, which is a really good feeling. And it's a really good time to start setting our intentions for the year. So I hope you've had a lovely Christmas break or festive season and you didn't have too much of a blowout, but you got to spend time with friends and family and relax and enjoy yourself and enjoy some good food. And you're ready to start fresh for 2026. I feel like 2025 just flew by, which as you get older, I feel like that happens. I remember being young thinking school years take so long. Now they just fly by. I don't know who else notices that. So before we start talking about goals, and like I said, quite often what happens is, we get to a new year and we set our New Year's goals and, by mid-January and January, we kind of, don't follow through already. So I want to flip that and do that in the reverse order today, which I'll explain more about. But first of all, it's important to acknowledge, how was your 2025? What were the things that you did well? Maybe not perfectly, but the things that you did well, the good moments that happened, the things that you achieved, the changes in your relationship, like your big wins for the year. What were they? Like really acknowledge them, really think about them. Was there something good with work or in your business or in your relationship? Something happened with your kids that was really good. Maybe it was a moment shared with your children. Looking for those moments, I think it's really important because it kind of then highlights, well, this is important to me, right? This is the stuff that I love. This is really nourishing for me, exciting. This is where it's at for me, right? So first of all, have a look at what were your wins for 2025. And then the next question I will ask you, and obviously as I'm asking these questions, just kind of allow the answers to pop up into your head, right? What did 2025 cost you? What did it cost you emotionally? Where did you feel stretched thin? Where did it cost you physically? Did your health pay a price? Right? What about mentally? Did you lose bandwidth? What about stress, overwhelm, overthinking that dominate your year? What habits kept you stuck and it's costing you now? And where did you shrink yourself, people please, or exhaust yourself just to kind of keep on top of things? Like, what did 2025 cost you? What are the things that you noticed that was costly, draining, zapped you, right? And what did you feel was missing from 2025? What did you feel like, I wish I just had more of that? Whether it's an emotion, whether it's an experience, whether it's a boundary, whether it's an energy, whether it's more time, what did you think was missing from 2025? So really I want you to go through, what were the wins, what did it cost you, and what was missing from 2025, right? Let's start breaking that down because it's going to start to paint a picture of what you want to bring into 2026. Now, you've got that idea, you know what you don't want, you know what it costed you to have those things that you didn't want, you know what your wins are. So let's talk about 2026. Let's talk about December 2026. So for this exercise, I want you to close your eyes for a second because it works better because there's no distractions. Close your eyes and I want you to imagine it's December 2026, end of this year. You walk into a room and you meet the future you. She looks healthy, she looks strong, she looks calm, clear, vibrant. Her energy hits you first. What energy does she carry? What does her face look like? What does her posture look like? What is her presence? What's her frequency? And what does she feel like to be around? Like, think of the things that came up with you for that, because it's really the first things that pop up in your mind that really matter, right? Like when I did this exercise for myself, I saw a really energetic, vibrant person, really high frequency. And, I heard someone say the other day that your fitness is your business card, but I think your frequency is your business card, right? That energy, that life force that you bring into everything around you, your business, your family, your relationships, that's your frequency, right? And that really matters. And so how we get a high frequency really depends on how we live our life, right? And what we eat and what habits we have. And so when I was imagining that, I was really seeing someone with a really high frequency. And feeling very connected. And I'm going to talk to you because one of the exercises we'll go through at the end is picking your word for 2026. I love to do this. It kind of sets a tone for the year. So you will know what that future self for you looks like. And maybe it's not even just about energy. Maybe it's something else, right? Maybe it's confidence. Maybe it's you've lost weight. It's you're dressing differently, right? And instead of being introverted, you're more extroverted. I don't know, like whatever that is for you, right? Whatever that future you is in 2026 this year. Now, when you see that person, what did she stop doing to get there? What does she have to stop doing in her day-to-day life in order to become that version of you in December? Did she have to stop overthinking? Did she have to rein in her diet, get on a proper plan, stop people-pleasing, take time out for herself, get more strategic, having a plan and keeping to it, more discipline? Right? What was the thing that you had to stop doing in order to get to that point? And then my next question is, what did you have to start doing now in order to get there? Right, so you know what you had to stop. What did you have to start doing? Did you start sleeping more, taking care of your physical body, eating better, exercising, getting some pathology tests done to have a look at what's really going on for you, balance your glucose levels, schedule downtime, book your regular breaks? Like, what did you have to start doing in order to get there? And I'm deliberately giving you a moment to answer this question in your head. And again, the first thing that pops up. And so what is that small action that you could start today? Do you need to look for help? Do you need to get help instead of just feeling stuck, right? And it feels like it's impossible to change. That's one of the things that I hear all the time. It's like, oh, what are you going to do? This is my life. Well, you've got to look for help, right? There is always a way. Is it cutting down the amount of caffeine? Is it signing up for a PT or a Pilates? What is it that's the first step that you would take to get to that level, to get to that version of you in December? And then what is one word that will describe that version of you? Right? What is that energy that she's sending out, even if it doesn't speak? What is the frequency that she carries? What is that one word that captures this energy or this version of you that you could make your word for 2026? Right? And it could be strength, it could be ease, it could be presence, it could be energy, clarity, power, confidence, freedom. Mine was connected. Mine was everything. It was connected, connecting, and a connector, right? Because, I think in the podcast series in December last year, right, one of my last episodes was what am I leaving behind in 2025? What am I wanting to create in 2026? And for me, one of those things was, having your community, having your village, having your tribe in business and in personal life, right? And so this ability to create a deeper connection with people. And so that's what my word is, right? It's connected, it's connection, it's connector. I want to be a connector, right? So in my work that I do, I want to start doing things more in person rather than just doing everything online, right? Do more group work. Yes, it will be online, but it will be working deeper with people in a small group, right? So that is my connection piece. So that's my word for 2026. So what is your word for 2026? I would love for you to share what your goals are for 2026. Like when you went through that exercise, what was the version of you saw in 2026? And what is your word for this year? Leave a comment below.